It asks for the first number, I say 20 for example, then it asks for the operation, I say multiplication. And then it asks for the second number, I say 10 for example, and as you can see, my result is 200, so our program works perfectly. That's what you will be able to build by the end of this video. A real calculator in CSharp powered entirely by switch statement. Today's lesson. Switch is like an upgraded version of if and else for the projects that need more than just a few simple if. Instead of using multiple else, if and if in arrow that makes our code dirty and unreadable, we use switch that do pretty much the same job for us, but it's more professional. Simply gets a value and checks it with the conditions that it has inside, with cases. We want to make a program that gets a number and print the day of week based on that number. For example, Monday for 1 or Sunday for 7. Okay folks, let's start coding. First I code and then I explain it patiently. We say console.writeLine and enter a number please between 1 to 7. And then we make an int variable, int day number equals int parse for turning a string into int, and then we say console.readLine, and this one gets a number from user. We don't need this, by the way, I don't know how that happened. And here we say switch parentheses open and close, we give the day number, and then curly braces open and close, and we say case 1, and I say console.writeLine print the Monday for us in the console, and then I say break and semicolon. In the next line I say case 2 this time, console.writeLine, and I say this time Tuesday and break again. I should do the same for all the 7 days, so I copy this and then I say paste and paste. Here I say 3, 4, 5, 6, and we want 7, and this one default. And no need to have a number. And change the console to by Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, Saturday, and at last Sunday. And in the last one I say invalid number. Now let me execute this code and I will explain it to you. Here it asks for a number between 1 to 7, and for example I enter 6, and as you can see I got the Saturday, what I wanted here. But this time I execute this code and I say 10 for example, and as you can see I got the invalid number. Okay, so let me explain to you what exactly happened. First we have switch that get a value from us. That's the value that we want to be judged, and based off its value, one of the below cases will be executed. Curly braces close and open, and between them we write our cases. Case is basically our condition, so when I say case 1 colon, it means when 1 and day number are equal. And if they are equal, it will execute this block of code. And in the end of that, you should put a break. And at last we have the default keyword. Default is our safety net. It will execute when none of our cases match. So in our program, if I enter a number that isn't between 1 to 7, it will go through the default. Grouping cases. Remember earlier when I said if you don't put a break here, you will face error. But if you put completely nothing here, you don't face any error. So you might ask, what's the use of this? If I execute this code and enter 1, it will go through the second case. So by using this, we can make a case grouping switch. Let me show you. We want to make a program that gets day number from user just like our previous program. And if the number is between 1 to 5, it will print it's a weekday. And if it is 6 or 7, it will print its weekend in the console for us. And it will print invalid number if it is none of those. If day number is 1, it will come here, and because there is no break here, it will go through the second case. I want it to go until the 5th case. So I delete here, I delete this, I delete this, and in the 5th one I say it's a weekday. And I want the same result from 6th and 7th, so I delete what's inside the 6th one. And in the 7th one I say it's a weekend. I execute our program. It says enter a number, I enter 2. and I get it's a weekday, and I execute it again, and this time I enter 6 for example, and I get it's a weekend. And have in mind, by the way, in situations like this, it's more optimized to use casual if-else. Switch expression. C# also has a more modern version called switch expression. It's shorter, cleaner, and perfect for quick lookups. So let's compact our first project that we made and write it this way. Here I delete this code and I say a string day of week. And I say it's equal day number, switch, and curly braces open and close. Within these curly braces, I write my conditions. Now I should write my cases here, but this time I should write them in a different way. First let me put this semicolon here, and then I say 1 equal less than symbol, and then I say Monday. So here, if day number is 1, it will return Monday to this variable. And I will continue with 2 equals Tuesday, and 3 equals Wednesday, and 4 equals Thursday, and 5th equals Friday, and 6th equals Saturday, and at last 7 equals Sunday, or Thursday, sorry. Thursday, and at last I want to make my default here, but I can't say default here, so I will put this and I say invalid number. So underline here works as our default keyboard, and at last I will print this day of week is, and I say plus day of week variable. And execute this code. If I enter 6, I get Saturday, and if I execute it again and print a number that isn't between 1 and 7, I will say, for example, 50. As you can see, I got invalid number here. Can you see how clean it is? Challenge! Calculator. Here is your challenge. Ask user for 2 numbers, and also ask for the operation that user wants to be happen, and then print the result in the console. Give yourself a little time and see if you can make it yourself. Okay, I hope you made it, but if you didn't, it's okay. You just need a little practice. So here, how we make such program. We say console.writeLine, enter the first number, please. And then in the second line we say double a equals convert dot to double console.readline, and I say console.writeline, enter your operator, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the semicolon at last. The string operator equals console.readline. Here, because operator is a keyword itself, I can use it, so I say OP instead, and subtraction. I copy this and I say enter the second number. Instead of A, I say B. And now our main job. Should use switch. We say switch, between parentheses we say OP, and curly braces open and close, and between them I say case, double quotation, addition, double quotation. I use double quotation here because our OP is an string, and I say colon console.writeLine, their sum is, plus, I use parentheses for math and I say A plus B, and at last I use break here and semicolon. I go for second case, subtraction, colon, and I say console.writeLine, their subtraction is, parentheses for maths, A minus B, and plus here. And at last I put the break here. For the third one, I say case multiplication, and I say colon console dot write line their multiplication is parentheses A star B, and I use break again. The last one is a little tricky because, as you know, no number can divide by 0, so we should handle this. We say case division, and we say colon console dot write line, and the thing is, we say if b wasn't 0, we say their division is, and here we say a dash b, and I use a plus. We are using single line if, so here we should say otherwise number can't be divided by 0. So here we use single line if. If you don't know anything about single line if, I explain it in this video, you can watch it here. And at last I put my break here. We can finish it here, but also we should handle if user enters something that isn't matched with our cases. Default colon, and I say console.writeLine invalid operation. And at last, don't forget to put a break here. And I execute my code. It asks for the first number, I say 20 for example, then it asks for the operation, I say multiplication. And then it asks for the second number, I say 10 for example, and as you can see, my result is 200, so our program works perfectly. We just watched the 6th episode of free CSharp tutorial. You can watch the full playlist here. And also, I will put the codes that we wrote today in the description and the comments of this video. And by the way, I have a Discord server that is a friendly community for programmers. You can check it through the link below in the description.